What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and in this video I want to talk about Ian Garry. I'm not going to talk about what's going on with his wife and all the things they've got going on in the relationship. That's between them. At the end of the day, if he loves her and if she does the same, then, do what you got to do. That's your own thing. But this guy is just like, outside of that, like in my opinion, he's not the next big thing. And what I mean by big thing is he's not the next champion or the next superstar. Clearly, he wants to be both of these things. And we'll talk about why he won't be the next champion first. And that's because Ian Garry is obviously very committed to MMA. He's got that mindset where he really wants to learn and grow. And he's going around the world training from and learning from a whole bunch of different people. He's in Brazil right now. He trained with Shoot Box, Charles Oliveira's camp, and I'm not sure what gym Damian Maia trains at, but he's training with Damian Maia as well, which is good. He's working on different aspects of his game, his grappling, his striking. He was training with Leon Edwards in the UK. He trained at Stanford MMA. Killcliff MMA, and yeah, But the problem is he's been kicked out of two of those gyms, the Leon Edwards camp and the Killcliff camp. And, it's really good to go out and, learn from different people. But the thing is, you got to have a base. You got to have a home. Like George St. Pierre, he was training around the world and he was bringing people to him. But at the end of the day, he had a base. And the reason you need a base is because you need to work on your game. Really, not just adding things on. You need to fix your holes. That's where that's when you're in the workshop and you're sharpening your tools or tightening up those mistakes in your game. But Ian Garry can't really do that because he doesn't spend enough time with a specific camp that's really going to be able to see his mistakes day in and day out. Obviously, they can learn about his mistakes, but that's going to take a lot more effort for them. They're going to have to watch his tape and everything like that. But, is that really going to be worth it if this guy's just essentially a part-timer? So that's a major problem. Another problem with him, another reason why I think he's not going to be a champion is because he's already been KO'd in sparring. Some people are already figuring him out. And when someone gets KO'd in sparring, not just TKO'd, his eyes were rolled in the back of his head. He was in a place where time doesn't exist. Getting KO'd in sparring, first of all, your chin, how's that going to be affected from it? Second of all, people, you've been KO'd at a gym where you're going to have potentially a lot of future opponents out of. He had a lot of good training partners in welterweights at Killcliff, and one of them guys knocked you out. So they're going to know, what to do against him, what works and what doesn't. And now to the point about him not being the next big star is the thing is about a lot of these stars on the come up, they're very likable. They're unique. They have something about them that makes you like them, whether it's their performances, someone like an Alex Pereira, maybe it's their unique style, the way they look, like Sean O'Malley, maybe it's the way they talk, like Israel Adesanya or Conor McGregor. Or maybe it's a mix of all those things. Ian Garry talks a big game, but in my opinion, his performances aren't that impressive. Dominating Neil Magny is something we've seen before. You need to stand out. You need to finish a guy like Neil Magny to really show that, you're not just here to take part. You're here to take over. And another thing about why he's probably won't become a star is he's just not himself. He's not authentic. You can just tell just by the way he talks. And I know a lot of people say that it's just because he's Irish, but there's some times where it's pretty clear that he's not just copying McGregor because he's Irish. It's not an Irish thing. It's simply copying what McGregor's saying. But another point is, when you're a star, you got to be able to dish out certain things, but you also got to be able to receive it. And, dishing out lawsuits and having these double standards, it's a bad look. And personally, for him disrespecting Jesus, I hope he gets KO'd by Luque.